Anthony on paper Smith is one of the most memed fighters at the moment. Just for his kind of breakdown of his fights, especially his losses, and it kind of got me thinking after seeing my friend Lucas's video about it as well. Go check that out. It was a great video about Anthony Smith and his delusion. I just kind of went down the rabbit hole of UFC analysts, and more specifically modern UFC fighters that are analysts. Now, I could have, and I thought about pulling up videos from Chael Sonnen, who sounds like he doesn't even watch the sport and just scrolls through Twitter and sees the highlights and then makes a full video about it, you know what I mean? And he gets on his video and he's just like, Francis Ngannou has power and Cyril Gane breathes air. Now that's a real thing, okay? Because if he gets hit with that power, you know what I mean? He's just stating absolutely nothing while saying so much, you know? And I love Chael. I respect his hustle, okay? I could have pulled up Brendan Schaub, who, you know, it sounds like he doesn't even watch the sport. Like, it genuinely, some of his takes, I'm like, what are you watching? Like, how did you compete at a high level in this? You know what I mean? I know he was in the 2010s, but still, dude. How did you compete in the same sport as Daniel Cormier, but you can't see it nearly as good as he can? You know what I mean? I thought about pulling up fucking Michael Bisping, who's like, you don't actually want to get punched in the face. You want to dodge punches. You want to take it to the ground if you're a wrestler. Like, no fucking shit. That's all he talks about. Just the most basic stuff. You never get an insight. You know, and there are good modern analysts, I would say, that are fighters. You know, Dominic Cruz is up there for me. You know, Paul Felder is definitely one of the best. I would put him behind John Anik in terms of commentators. And I think Paul Felder is really, really talented at what he does. I really respect Paul Felder as an analyst, you know. DC, you know, he has a ghostwriter, but still DC, you know, he knows his shit, you know. God, I must be forgetting somebody. Maybe not. Jesus. You know, look, Paul Felder, DC, Dominic Cruz, keep doing what you're doing. But a lot of these analysts that cover the sport on their YouTube channel, Israel Adesanya is pretty good. A lot of the Volkanovski is pretty good. A lot of these guys that cover the sport and they kind of put their analysis on it, it just sounds like they have no fucking idea. Like, they're overpaid, they're underqualified, they don't care, they don't have to care because they're put on a pedestal. All they have to do is say something funny or bring up when they were a fighter and everyone has to respect it, basically, you know what I mean? Even though some of the stuff they say is just completely off-kilter or just wrong and just stupid, bro. So today I'm going to be going through a couple of these fighters that are known for being good analysts, you know what I mean? Or are paid to be analysts. And I just want you to decide with me. Are they worth being analysts? Are they held to the same standard as a Luke Thomas? As an Ariel Helwani? You know? Do these guys have better takes than YouTubers like Mexican Martial Arts, MMA Guru, myself, you know what I mean? The Mount Rushmore of MMA YouTube, in my opinion. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, listen. MMA Joey's on the real Mount Rushmore, okay? But listen, I just want to, let's go through some of these, starting off with Anthony Smith. His analysis of his John Jones fight. What does he have to say about his John Jones fight? I wonder.
I don't even think about it.
What does he think about John Jones?
Never lost sleep over it.
What does he think of John Jones as a fighter? How does he break down the best fighter of all time with so much tape on him and having been in the ring with him? You know what I mean?
So what's your issue with your performance specifically in the John fight?
I just didn't show up, and John Jones is beatable.
John Jones is beatable. Okay, bit of an interesting take. Maybe he'll elaborate on that in a very interesting way. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting my cat out of the room. Fucking cat. Why do I own animals? I don't know. Listen, okay, John Jones is beatable. Let's elaborate on that, Anthony, Mr. Analyst, Mr. On Paper.
He's very beatable.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, I googled Anthony Smith on paper, and this was like top 3 results on YouTube.
I'm gonna get roasted online for this, but
yeah, you are.
He's not that good.
The silence that filled this fucking room with these two dudes in it, by the way. You know, you're not in a room with fucking Mike Tyson, you know. You're not on the couch with Mike Tyson. You're not on the fucking desk with Schmo. You're in a room with BC and Luke Thomas. You're Anthony Smith, by the way. You know what I mean? You're the alpha male in this room. The judgmental silence that just filled this fucking room is just deafening, dude.
That's an interesting quote. Yeah,
he's pretty fucking good.
No, Luke Thomas is like, John Jones fucking hates this dude, and he's still like, he's pretty fucking good.
He might be the
not individually. Like, if you take his,
this is where it gets fucking crazy, dude. This is where it gets fucking crazy.
Individual skill sets, and you take them away, each one of those things are not a problem.
Basically, if you make it so that John Jones isn't allowed to strike me, and if you make it so that he's not allowed to grapple me, each of those things is I beat him. You know what I mean? It's just so stupid. It's just the way he says it is so dumb as well.
It's when you put them together and he puts it into the full package
Yeah.
that it's the problem.
Yeah, that's what he should have led with. You know, the full package is he's really good, but he's saying he's not that good, but then he's explaining what makes him so good. Yes, John Jones is not as good of a striker as a Cyril Gane or as Israel Adesanya in terms of technical ability. He's not as good of a wrestler as fucking Yoel Romero on paper. On paper, Mr. Anthony Smith. He doesn't have the credentials of a Henry Cejudo or a Yoel Romero. Or a Chris Weidman even. You know what I mean? He lost in wrestling to fucking Matt Riddle. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the credentials of DC. But his jiu-jitsu, he's not ranked in jiu-jitsu. I feel like he doesn't even compete in a gi or he doesn't even use a gi. Isn't he like a blue belt or a purple belt? John Jones, his jiu-jitsu is not fucking Anthony Smith. He's not a black belt. You know what I mean? He's not a Glover Teixeira. He's not a Charles Oliveira. But the combination of how good he is in all of those things, because he is good in all of those areas. He is not a scrub in any of those areas. He is elite in all of those things. And if you think otherwise, you are fucking wrong. And the combination of how he uses them to mix up, take down, fake the takedown, spinning elbow you in the head, take you down, dump you, knee you in the body, you know what I mean? Break you down, threaten submissions, ground and pound. That's how good John Jones is, because he can mix up all of that stuff and he's able to do all of that to you. He's not a one-trick pony. He doesn't have one skill set that he can use on you. That's what you need to say, Anthony.
His fight IQ is not crazy high.
Bro literally just said he's not that good in any skill area, but he combines them to make the problems. You know that... Why am I having to explain this to a fucking UFC fighter? But basically, I don't know if you know this, but fight IQ is basically deciding when to use your moves and your skills, like in a fight, you know what I mean? It's not just fucking how many stats you know and what you see on paper, okay? That's not fucking fight IQ. Fight IQ is being in a fight and going, this is working, I'm gonna do this. Oh, he's doing this, I can do this to him. I'll fake this and that will be there for me. That's what fight IQ is. That's what John Jones is all about. John Jones has fucking chicken legs, dude. John Jones has fucking chicken legs, man. He uses his fucking brain to beat these guys. Oh my god.
He's well coached.
Yes, and he has good coaches as well, but your coaches cannot win a fight for you, dude. Anthony Smith, if you really believe that, he
does what he's told very, very well. Like if
I want to hit this quote. I want you to listen to this because this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Winklejohn, when I fought him, if Winklejohn wasn't saying anything, John goes into a holding pattern.
If John didn't get coached, basically, I would have won. If John Jones had no coaches and he wasn't allowed to use all of his skills, I would have won. What do you want him to do? Sorry that his coaches aren't screaming at him the whole time like yours did against Glover Teixeira. That worked out really well for you, didn't it? Look, man, Anthony Smith, I respect Anthony Smith as a fighter. I just want to make that clear. Anthony Smith is like a top 6, top 7 light heavyweight. He's a good fighter. He's beat some good opponents. But I think a lot of the problem with these analysts, and you'll see over these videos, the problem with these UFC fighters that become analysts is there's so much ego involved, you know? You can't be objective when you're part of the fucking world, you know what I mean? And even these retired fighters, I think they still have a lot of ego. I think Michael Bisping is a really good example of that. Michael Bisping has a lot of ego in a lot of his analysis, a lot of his commentary as well, you can see that. So, I don't know, man. Anthony Smith just annoys me with his whole attitude towards fighting. Everything is on paper, everything's an excuse. Now we're going to move on to this video. My computer just started heating up when I got to this video. I know Julianna Pena's here. Relax! Alright, keep it in your pants, alright? They're doing the picks for Nurmagomedov versus Barcelos, okay?
I'm taking Nurmagomedov.
So Bisping, Chiesa, whatever his name is. Chiesa picks Barcelos. Where is this dude, by the way? Why hasn't he fought? Where is he? Why is he standing like that? Why does it look like he has fucking, like, raised shoes? Anyways, why is Julianna Pena's knees touching? Anyways.
But Barcelos actually has beat Nurmagomedov.
I'm taking Nurmagomedov.
Sorry, just listen.
Not only that, but Barcelos actually has beat Nurmagomedov before in his career. So if he can keep that strong, he has absolutely...
Dude, you get paid to cover this sport. Khabib is like pound for pound considered one of the best fighters of all time. How are you fucking up this name? How are people fucking up the name Khamzat Chimaev? It's not that hard. Nurmagomedov. Where do you get Nurmagomedov? Where do this name has been around in the UFC since what, like 2013? He's been a champion in the UFC since what, 2018? And been around the sport since famous in the sport since 2018, 2017. How do you fuck up the name Nurmagomedov? Sorry, maybe I'm just nitpicking, but I hear this a lot from like famous analysts. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys don't hear this, but I hear a lot of people still mispronouncing Nurmagomedov, Chimaev, Hamzat. Is it that hard? Is it that hard to pronounce these names?
Absolutely all the chance. I'm sorry.
All right, well, we've got another fight in the bantamweight division, this time on the ladies.
This was a really tough fight for me to pick.
Let's hear their picks on Ketlen Vieira versus Raquel Pennington. By the way, Ketlen Vieira is the favorite. Okay? Let's hear their expert analysis of this fight between generally a striker who likes to clinch and hold people against the fence versus a grappler. You know what I mean? With some pretty good striking, but she likes to do a similar kind of thing, you know? And she's very, very experienced. She's on a good streak.
For Pennington, she had a lot of success when she fought Macy Chasson. I feel like she does a good job fighting taller fighters.
See, Chiesa's actually pretty good. I think Chiesa's pretty good because he hangs out with Paul Felder, dude. You know? I actually don't mind Chiesa as an analyst. This is more about Julianna Pena. The fact that you're a UFC champion and your fight IQ and you're like... Well, just watch her pick compared to his.
And as crazy as it sounds, I feel like the size discrepancy favors Raquel, and that's why I'm taking Raquel Pennington.
See, dude, that's a very reasonable explanation because she's fighting these types of fighters all the time. She's actually doing quite well against them. I think it actually favors her to have someone that has a huge size advantage over her because she's used to fighting that type of style.
I'm taking Rocky.
I definitely have to disagree. I'm going Ketlen Vieira. Sorry, yeah, shocker.
Yeah, so mispronounces her name off the bat.
I'm going Ketlen. You know, she's got all that momentum gaining, and I know that she's really trying to knock on the door to Amanda to get that title fight, but I'm first.
So, no actual analysis of the fight, by the way. That's what I mean about the ego. There's no actual analysis here. What's her point? Yeah, she's got all that momentum gaining, and yeah, I'm just trying to knock on the door, get the title shot, but I'm first. So why are you picking her then?
But Ketlen, I definitely think she's going to take this one.
All right.
So, great analysis from Julianna Pena. I can't wait to hear their next picks on this fight, you know what I mean? I can't wait to hear her next analysis.
Nurmagomedov versus Kopylov. It may not...
Main card's going to be so much fun, but I think this is going to be the most fan-friendly fight. I feel like while the speed may lie in the favor of Kopylov, I feel like Puna's power is going to be the difference maker.
Okay.
Takes his strikes. He's got hands of stones, excuse me. I definitely think that he's going to get the win tonight.
All right, well,
Okay, so, you know, not a bad. She picked Kopylov. Good job. Good pick.
of course, against Dave.
Real quick is, I've never lost a fight when I shared the same card as my best friend Sam Sicilian. We fought in the UFC together, and I feel like that power is going to go with Puna and Dan Ige.
See, again, solid reasoning, because from the insight that he has. See, some of these fighters use their insight really well. Like, James Krause is really good at that as well. Another retired UFC fighter who's pretty good at analysis, pretty good at picking before he got fucking Kanye Wested off YouTube. Dude, you know, James Krause's logic was always, well, I talked to his coach said this, you know, this other gym said this about him. I think he's looking really good in the gym. They're saying he's a guy to look out for, so I'm going to pick him. I think the odds really misleading. I'm going to lean towards this guy. You know, Michael Chiesa, he said this to me about fighting on the same card with his boys. I've never seen him lose a fight, so I'm going to pick him for that reason. You know what I mean? Reasonable fucking choice from his perspective.
Hey, taking the Hawaii boys, let's go Dan Ige.
I love Dan Ige, and I think that he's an amazing fighter. I'm going to go Damon Jackson on this one. Bro. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. Look at Damon Jackson's hairline. Tell me you're picking Damon Jackson over Dan Ige. This is like people picking fucking Claudio Puelles over Dan Hooker. Let me just rewind that. I love Dan Ige, and I think that he's an amazing fighter.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go Damon Jackson on this one and hope that he can get the win. Maybe a submission. I saw his last fight, and he...
So she just picked Damon Jackson. By the way, Damon Jackson to beat Dan Ige. I'm sorry, bro. Come on, dude. You get paid to be here. What are we doing? We might as well get fucking me up here. I can go up there and bullshit and go, oh yeah, I'll fucking pick Damon Jackson, whatever. Oh yeah, I'll pick fucking, Sean Strickland, whatever. You know, fucking, you're right. I'll pick fucking Sean Strickland and it'll be done. It'll be over. It'll be done. Whatever. I don't care.
What the
He
fuck
rode
are we
that guy
doing?
all 3 rounds, and I definitely think that he has what it takes to get this win.
All right, well, let's take a look.
No explanation, by the way. Again, that's what I mean. No actual analysis. What the fuck are we? You paid to be here. I know that this is like nitpicking. Like, you can't pick every fight correctly. But can you give an actual reason if you're paid to be an analyst? That's my point. Imagine if Ariel Helwani went on his show and was just like, yeah, we'll just pick, Sean Strickland. Cause, yeah, he looks, yeah.
Our main
What the
event. Now,
fuck?
these guys are Nasruddin Imam.
Every single one. This is a hard fight to pick. That's why this is the UFC. It's the toughest fighters in the world. Look, I think Strickland's just too tough. He spars so much that I feel like he's not going to lose his timing. He's not gonna...
Yes, dude. See, fucking Michael. I said this exact thing as well, by the way. So Michael Chiesa fucking on his shit.
Lose his range. His fight was just a month ago.
Yep.
And shocker, I'm going to have to go against you, Mike. I got Imavov. You know, he had all that momentum in his fight in Paris that we last saw him in.
He had all that momentum in one fight in fucking Paris. What the fuck does that mean?
Last year, and I definitely think he's been ready. He's been training. He has been eyes on the prize this entire time. It doesn't matter who you put in front of him right now. I definitely think that he has what it takes. He's got the skill set. He has all that momentum.
See, there you go. That's some actual analysis. It only took you, what, 4 fucking fights?
He's going to get it done and become a rising star in this lightweight,
well,
heavyweight division.
I said lightweight division. Nice work. But yeah, look. That's my... Look, bro. I'll move on now to Aljamain Sterling. The fucking reason I started making this video, dude, was Aljamain Sterling. Because Aljamain Sterling recently... I could talk about Aljamain Sterling's whole YouTube channel. The fact that he gets like 3K views a video. God bless him. And his analysis is just... You know, O'Malley has green hair. And O'Malley is... He has red hair. And he has green shorts. You know, O'Malley is a pretty good striker, so... You know, but at the same time, Peter Yan, you know, he's a good fight. Like, he's just the most boring fucking YouTuber. I like Aljo. He seems like a nice guy, but fuck, man. He's not cut out to be a fucking YouTuber, bro. I respect him for his hustle. Okay, I respect the grind. Keep it up, my boy. But at the same time, I can't let this fucking video slide. You thought I was gonna let this slide, bro. Nah, bro. I have to fucking go off. So, yeah, Peter Yan versus Merab got announced, and you know Aljo is pretty good source. You know, close to the fight. You know, he knows both these guys very well. You know, I think a lot of people would be really interested to see his breakdown. Oh, 5K views in 2 weeks. Jesus Christ. 40K subs. Yeah, 100 likes. Damn, bro. But listen, dude. Let's hear Aljo's groundbreaking fucking analysis of this fight, by the way. This is a guy that has a whole YouTube channel dedicated to it, a whole podcast dedicated to his picks. Is an active UFC champion. So if anyone's going to know fighting, and anyone's going to know Merab and Peter Yan, it's going to be Aljamain Sterling. So he's going to give an objective, a really good, deep analysis of this fight. I mean, it's a whole 10-minute, just 3 seconds over 10-minute video. Not for monetization's purpose, no, because Aljamain Sterling went in deep predicting this fight, okay?
Piotr Yan, March 11th, main event.
With fans, right?
With fans.
Let's
With fans.
fucking go.
This one. Great opportunity for
Merab wins. That's my prediction.
So he's got his fucking little boy here picking Merab as well. He's picking Merab as well, obviously.
We just watched Merab's fight over with him and Jose
Let's hear his thoughts on his fight versus Jose Aldo, right?
Aldo. And that fight was actually not as bad as people were making it out to be.
Okay, dude. Alright, moving on.
Yeah.
Merab was just pressing forward.
Yeah.
So they're just talking about fucking Merab.
I hate to say this, but it seemed like he wasn't even like...
Just talking about how good Merab is versus Aldo.
where he-
Alright, let's get into the actual now. So they've rambled on. I had to skip ahead because they were just rambling about fucking the illegal knee that happened like fucking 3 years ago at this point. He's still complaining about it, by the way. Built his whole career off it, basically. They're still, you know, talking about it, you know. Again, you can say whatever you want about it. It happened, okay? It's not his fault. But still, they've gone on for that. 5 minutes into this video that's titled Merab will destroy Peter Yan. Now they get into the analysis.
When Merab beats Piotr Yan, we will both be hands down, literally #1 and #2.
Wrong, bro, because Merab refuses to fucking fight you. It's so weird, dude. And they're not addressing the fucking elephant in the room. The little twerp in the room, I should say. The Merab-shaped fucking elephant in the room.
But what are the odds of that shit?
That doesn't happen.
In the same gym, in the same
that shit don't happen.
Yeah, because Merab's your little fucking bodyguard, bro. It's not supposed to happen.
Comments or I didn't make the rules. And Morty was trash.
Still fucking defending his illegal knee. 3 years later, we all know you took the easy route out. Shut the fuck up.
Always does. Keep the pressure. Make sure he's focused, dialed in.
So he's now giving how Merab should win the fight?
On top of that, Jan does some tricky things.
Yup.
That he's going to have to look out for.
Okay, let's hear his analysis. Okay, he's spitting. Let him cook.
Jan does have good hips.
Okay, good hips. Yeah, let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
He sprawls so hard sometimes that it actually backfires.
Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good, right? Only took you 6 minutes to do what you said in the title, you know? All good.
Because some of those striking combinations that I was landing was because he was biting so hard.
That's true. That is true. That is true, especially in the second fight. That's very true. That's so far, so good.
There was one sequence someone had clipped out.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It's like little things like that. And then on top of that, I took him down in rounds 4 as well.
Okay, cool. How do people watch this, by the way? I'm sorry, I love Aljo. I like Aljo. I don't want to say I love him. I like Aljo. He seems like a nice guy. Fucking hell, this is just like watching paint dry.
Took him down round 5. People keep talking about the takedown attempts. Merab fought Aldo. It does not matter how many takedown attempts there are and how many of them you actually get. All that matters is, are you fighting my style of fight?
Dude, Merab went 0 for 20, dude. How can you encourage that style? That's not fighting. That's not fighting, dude. Like, that's fucking bullshit. Oh my god. But yeah, no, that's true. I mean, Aljo is a prime example. He goes like 1 for 16, but if he gets a takedown, he gets you down. But Aljo, he's not acknowledging the fact that Merab does not have the jiu-jitsu that he has. He doesn't take the back. He doesn't look for submissions. Merab is just going to try and hold you. He's going to try and take you down and beat you up on the ground, but he's not trying to submit you. He's not trying to hold, like, he's going to hold you. And earlier before, when they were rambling about the fucking Aldo-Merab fight, I skipped through it, but I watched it earlier. Dude, all they're doing is just being like, oh, he didn't even hold him that long. Like, he was working, he was being busy. I was like, no, he fucking wasn't, dude. And then they're like, oh, yeah, on the statistics, I don't know how Aldo had more significant strikes. That's because Aldo fucking actually was, like, trying to win. Like in the stand-up. Versus Merab holding him against the cage, kneeing him. I'm sorry, those aren't significant whatsoever. Even Aldo was, like, fake yawning. I'm sorry, man. I'm a bit biased towards Aldo, but at least I'm not getting paid to fucking analyze this shit, and I'm not a UFC fighter. I'm allowed to be biased. God damn, that's my point.
And for this...
And my ego is not attached to fucking Merab versus Jan. I don't care who wins. I do want Jan to win, but that's fine. I'm just going to come out and say that, and I believe he actually will. With actual unbiased analysis. And if Merab wins and he comes out and KOs him, I'll go, good job, Merab, you did it. Now fight Aljo, or leave the division.
Slow him down by taking away his offense with his shots.
Yep, that's very true.
Wild stuff.
Look, most of this analysis is not that bad. I'm more talking about the fact that it's boring as fuck. He's stating the most obvious shit that everyone already knows. Okay, he's not giving any insight into Merab's been training for this. Merab knows this. Like Peter Yan always does this in his fights, and Merab's really good at that. I feel that when I got Yan to this spot, Merab would do even better at that spot, or Merab would struggle with him in this spot, or Merab will be able to do what I did there. You know what I mean? That's what we want. If you're a fucking UFC fighter, you should be able to give us that shit.
Sometimes to keep those wild shots.
So I'm just waiting for this question from the Goomba dude.
And it's not Merab's job to get off the cage.
It's not. So basically now defending Merab's terrible fucking style as well, you know? Unbiased though. Yeah, great analysis.
Piot's job to get off the cage and to do damage.
By the way, titles Merab will destroy Peter Yan. He's talking about it's not Merab's job to fucking fight, basically. Like
Merab's job is to fight. He's gonna have years of a fight for Peter Yan. When you're out in strikers,
the data you have from fighting him twice.
Yeah, all the things I've looked at. Yan is game, tough opponent, but I think this is gonna be a tough one for him to have.
If all you have to describe a guy after fighting him twice for over an hour is, yeah, he's game, he's a tough opponent.
What the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
Do it.
Facts. And do you think
This is what I want to cover.
it's a main event, so it's 5 rounds. Who do you think that benefits more?
Let's hear Aljo's great analysis. 5 rounds. Who does that benefit more? Petr Yan or Merab?
Stylistically, Merab or Petr Yan?
I'm going with Merab.
I think so.
What? How many 5-round fights has Merab had? Let me check. Oh, wait. 0. How many 5-round fights has Petr Yan had? Holy fuck. Dude. Aljo again. Corey Sandhagen. What the fuck are we doing? That's 4. I'm probably forgetting one as well. 4 to fucking none. So how does that favor Merab? Let's hear his explanation on how that somehow favors fucking Merab.
Yeah. So this is going to be interesting because Merab has never done 5 rounds straight sparring.
So Merab hasn't even done 5 rounds straight in the gym, let alone in the fucking UFC. How the fuck does that favor Merab then? See what I mean? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me know down below, bro. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, man. I think a lot of these UFC analysts really need to get held accountable for the stupid shit that they say and just how boring and how basic their fucking analysis is. You could get fucking Chat GPT to break down fucking Petr Yan versus Merab and they'd probably do a better job than Aljo, you know? I like Aljo. It's all love, you know what I mean? But goddamn, bro. Maybe give us a little bit more insight and maybe don't wait 6 minutes before you actually predict a video that's titled Merab will destroy Petr Yan. But hey, bro, get your ad revenue, get your AdSense, you know? Get your money up. Respects, bro. But yeah, let me know what you think down below, boys. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA. Stay tuned for some streams coming up, some more videos coming up. I'll see you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.